It's time, my friends, for the Devo tip on the sacred conspiracy to build God's dwelling place. This is Ephesians 2:11 through 22. Now, you don't have to like politics to love Mount Rushmore. There's just something about four massive stone heads that make you smile. But did you know that behind Lincoln's head, there's a secret room? What's going on in Lincoln's head? I don't know. But why is it sealed off from the public? I don't know. Well, Ephesians lays out, unlike anywhere else in Scripture, the sacred conspiracy, the secret plot to fill creation with God's glory. But how will this happen? Well, in the ancient Near Eastern world, earthly wars were considered battles between deities. The triumphant God was proclaimed supreme over all. To honor him, people would build a temple as a monument to his subjection of the gods. Hence, a certain pattern was established. There'd be warfare, victory, enthronement, and then temple construction. We see this in the Bible, too. It's amazing. Consider God's victory over the Egyptian army. After God overturned Pharaoh's chariots in the sea, there's the warfare, and triumphed gloriously over them, there's the victory, Moses declared, "The Lord will reign forever and ever," enthronement. Then notice how the entire scene in Exodus 15 anticipates the building of Yahweh's temple construction. "You will bring them in," says Moses, "and plant them on your own mountain, the place, O Lord, which you have made for your abode, the sanctuary, O Lord." Solomon was well acquainted with the pattern as well. He said, "You know that David, my father, could not build a house for the name of the Lord his God because of the warfare with which his enemies surrounded him, until the Lord put them under the soles of his feet." There's the victory. "And now the Lord my God has given me rest on every side. So I intend to build a house for the name of the Lord my God." There's the temple construction. You see, Jerusalem's temple reminded Israel that Yahweh was indeed the sovereign ruler of the universe. The pattern, amazingly, is also found in Ephesians. It's very exciting. King Jesus is enthroned, having triumphed over the hostile powers who entice humans to worship them. That's Ephesians 1:20 through 21. And this is why Scripture calls them, these dark powers, the gods of the nations throughout Scripture. What happens, though, to spiritually dead people who follow the dark powers, having no hope and without God in the world? What happens to them? Well, they actually start building walls, don't they? They build walls to protect themselves. That's Ephesians 2:11 and 12. Yet the entire scene here in Ephesians anticipates, guess what? The building of God's temple. You see, the triumph of the cross has broken down the dividing wall of hostility that separates people from Jesus himself and alienates them from God's covenant promises. That's Ephesians 2:12. See, the problem is not the law itself, but the law's judgment of sin. Sin is what separates us from God and one another. But through the cross, Jesus removed the barrier to create in himself one new humanity, transcending old divisions and thus making peace. That's Ephesians 2:13 through 16. So, just as triumphant deities in the ancient Near East had temples built in their honor, the church stands as a lasting monument to Christ's victory at Calvary. We are joined together, but we are growing into a holy temple in the Lord, a dwelling place for God by his Spirit. It's an ongoing process, isn't it? Jesus is building his church, and the gates of hell, shall not prevail against it.